back at you with yet another DJs BrewTube beer review. Well, we've got yet another winter warmer, yet another Christmas seasonal ale for you today. And from whom do we have said winter warmer / Christmas winter seasonal ale? We've got one from Goose Island Beer Company, aka AB InBev, out of Chicago, Illinois, US of A. Yay, yay! And we have their Christmas ale. Now, you're saying, DJ, they don't have Christmas ale anymore. They call it Festivus or Festival Ale, whatever the hell PC name that they've given the beer now. Well, that's right, but I have this beer. Why? Because it's a 2012 vintage, and it's a brown ale. It's a serving in the wintertime, as you, I guess, surmise from the beginning of my video here. Clocks in at 7.3% ABV and between 5 and 65 IBUs. They don't tell us that. Now, I had this beer, the mate to this when I bought it back in 2012. Johnny and I didn't really care for it. I think he rated it a C and I gave it a C+, which means we weren't really liking this so much. But they do tell us some things that I like about this beer. My beer memory tells me it was okay, but it had a lot of bubblegum sort of flavors and stuff in it. Whatever hops they use at Goose Island throw this bubblegum flavor that I pick up a lot. I don't know if other people do, but I do. Anyways, for malts, they're using all Belgian malts in this. Hops, they're using Crystal. Maybe that has the bubblegum flavor. I don't know. Or maybe it's something in their yeast that they're using. But this recipe changes each and every year. And this beer started out as a heavily spiced beer that was about 5 or 6% ABV, and they've bumped it up over time to this 7.3%, which I think it still is today. So I'm going to get the top popped up on yet another vintage holiday ale. I guess in 2012 I went like fucking loco after the season and buying all these beers to cellar to see if they would taste good. But you know what? Enough flapping my gums. Time to get the top popped on this bad boy. Ooh, lots of smoke or condensation coming out of the bottles. And get it into our nice Goose Island Nordic pint glass. Why? They say that's the one we should use for it. Well, we'll see if it works. Well, it's coming out like a brown ale. That's faux show. I didn't notice a whole lot of sediment or any protein chunks and stuff in the bottom of this one. So I'm hoping that it has cellared well. But let's see what it looks like in the glass. Well, it's a pretty looking beer. It's got a classic unfiltered sort of brown ale look to it. It's a hazy sort of brownish amber orange color. It's got a solid finger and 3/4 head of really tightly packed bubbles in this nonic when I swirl it. We're getting some glass lacing. I think it's going to lace up for us good when we drink down, and plenty of alcohol lace lapping up on the sides of this bad boy. Take a look though. I'm sure it looks nicer to you on camera than the backside does, especially with this lovely glass. This is one of my favorite nonics. It's a 16-ouncer instead of a full imperial pint. So let's get a nose on this and see what's up in the aroma department. I can already smell dark fruits wafting off the top of this bad boy. Man, big dark fruits, toffee, caramel, a lot of raisins and cherry. But man, the yeast, whatever strain they use in this, has really gotten into this beer and put out its dark fruit esters. A bit of vanilla in there I'm smelling as well. But sort of raisins mixed with vanilla and a bit of caramel, darkened caramel syrup sort of sweetness. No hops to speak of. That bubblegum aroma that I didn't like before is totally gone. So I'm ready to dive in, guys. Really nice smell and aroma, kind of sweet and big dark fruit bomb, which I love. Let's dive in and see what's up in that department. Cheers, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever your thing is. Hope you're having a great one. I'm diving in. Wow, dark fruitus maximus, damn. Big dark fruits, like cherry bomb. Wow, cherry and raisins, and maybe a bit of prune, all at the same time. Really rich dark fruits, caramel. There's a bit of chocolate in there, coffee. The body, from what I can remember, because I looked back at my notes, I said it was thin. It's thickened up. Sometimes that happens when you cellar a beer. When they get a sweeter taste, they'll give you a perception of a heavier body, whether it is or not. That's what you perceive as the mouthfeel, because it feels sort of creamier because of the cellaring effect. And time and yeast taking, it's doing its thing to the sugars that are left in the beer after it's bottled. But man, I'm digging this beer now, guys. It's a nice sweetness, and the sweetness that's in toffee and caramel is totally backing up those cherries, raisins, currants, and that pruny sort of plummy taste. Man, I gotta get another hit of this. Let me see. Wow, there's not a hint of the alcohol in any way, shape, or form. It's 7.3%, but you cannot tell it's a 7.3% beer. Wow, this is a tasty brew that I wish I could get another one of these to drink it, because this is what this beer should have been when it was fresh. When it was fresh, it was crap, and it tasted a lot like gave me like flashbacks of herb and spiced beer from like Halloween times, when you drink a lot of shitty pumpkin beer and fall seasonal beers and you're just hating on it. That's what this beer did before, but Cellaring has totally changed this beer. So you hear me kind of geeking out on it. I'm digging this beer. So we got to see what the other guys think. Now, this may not be its current grade for this 2012 beer, but it did say 2012 when I looked at these, and I guess they've got a cumulative effect on them. So Right Beer gives it a 91. I'm kind of down with that grade. I can dig that philosophy. Beer Advocate's giving it 86. I can see also people saying that too. If that's almost a B+ range, sort of. If dark fruits aren't your thing and fairly big sweetness, this beer may not be for you. Especially the more you drink it, it's got a sort of a coffee bitter back end, but the lasting aftertaste in the mouth is that of plum, or maybe like a prune, and a quite sweet one at that. But wow, I'm digging it. I'm giving this beer 92, straight up A-. It's very, very much improved. It's not like blowing my mind away, but I remember how much I hated this beer, because I watched the review again with the last time that I reviewed this beer, and I thought it sucked. And this change in this taste now, my palate hasn't changed that wildly that I would think, in 2 years or whatever since I last drank this. But wow, tasty beer now. Cellaring has done wonders for this beer, and this beer is proof that Cellaring can change an ugly duckling maybe into a pretty goose, like on the glass. So something that also creates awesome change and really good things is when you think globally and drink locally and support the craft beer movement to help this thing keep growing. So maybe we stumble upon cellared beers like this that maybe we didn't intentionally sell for 2 years because we forget things and don't always catalog our beer hoard. I mean, cellar, yeah, that would be me. Anyways, so we can keep the diversity growing and keep that craft beer movement staying like a dynamic, awesome, living thing. So to the next DJs BrewTube, thanks a million to each and every one of you for watching. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and hit that like button, because that, along with beer, makes me put my happy face on. So, till then, I got nothing but a bunch of awesome holiday wishes for you. I got a bunch of love for me finishing off this beer that I'm actually digging after I thought it sucked last time I drank it. And until then, you know what's coming at you that right now. What? Come on, give it to me. That's right. You know what it is. A big peace out.